Thanks so much for being with us. Again, I'm Janet Larson Meyer, and I'm an Executive Vice President with CTFO. We have a great meeting lined up for you again tonight. I'm going to be introducing to you a very special guest who's creating success here at CTFO with no previous experience in network marketing. In just a few minutes, she's going to tell you about how our company's products have turned around her personal health picture. She's also going to share some great insights on the interesting discoveries she's made during her first year in this business. Her story and experience are sure to be the highlight of this live meeting, so we'll get right to that as soon as we satisfy the curiosity of our valued guests who have joined us tonight to learn about the incredible business opportunity we have to offer. Instead of doing a deep dive into our business model tonight, I'm just going to touch on 3 key components that make this an irresistible business opportunity. So here goes. The first thing I want to mention is that CTFO is a network marketing program. That means you get all the benefits that go along with this type of business model, like the flexibility to work where you want, when you want, with whom you want. As an independent associate, you have no boss giving you rules or requirements on how you need to do your job each day, and coworkers that you're forced to work with. As long as you represent our products and program honestly and accurately, you can work how you like, with whom you like. Another key benefit of this network marketing program is that offers you the potential to earn an unlimited residual income. That means there's no caps or limits on how much you can make. Unlike a traditional employment and income stream, you can continue to earn money even after you stop working. The next key component I want to cover is our products. CBD is one of the hottest products in the world today. Millions of people are already using and loving CBD, which is often called nature's miracle for its reputation for helping people quickly and naturally resolve serious health issues and restore their quality of life when doctors and prescription drugs fail them. Here at CTFO, we can offer over 70 of the highest quality products that are tested and certified for their purity, priced right, and backed by an empty bottle money-back guarantee. Full details about all of those, including our game-changing and patented 10x Pure CBD oils, are all featured and explained on your new websites and are backed with test results that confirm the superior bioavailability of 10x Pure CBD oils. That means our CBD oils have a patented advantage over everything else on the market. It's an impressive array of products that include full spectrum, whole plant, and isolate CBD oils in various potencies, topical lotions, gummies, sprays, a hair restoration system, a complete skincare line, pet products, and even weight loss products. In a nutshell, we offer you and your customers everything you need to feel, think, and look your best. So we've got great products and a flexible business opportunity, but what about the money? I saved the best for last because CTFO has a hybrid matrix compensation plan that was designed with one thing in mind, that everyone could make money with it. You'll find none of the gimmicks and gotchas you typically see in other pay plans in our totally unique and copyrighted compensation model. Our pay plan has no legs to balance, no increasing personal volume requirements, no barriers to entry. Everyone can afford free. We don't even require Social Security or credit card information. There's no front loading of inventory, no forced auto ship. A $47.47 product purchase qualifies you for your check each month all the way to the top of our pay plan. You can make money and never spend a single penny. We pay weekly and you get paid 4 different ways. To learn more about how it works, go to our Team Genesis YouTube channel and watch Executive Vice President Joe Maluli's informative video titled Show Me the Money that breaks it down for you. So yes, you can actually make an unlimited residual income in a flexible work environment, offering an exclusive and patented form of CBD. Enroll for free and just see how easy it is to get started in your own business marketing one of the most popular and promising products in the world today, and earn money nearly immediately, growing from supplemental to outrageous income if you go to work. Can you think of one good reason not to say yes to this no cost, no risk opportunity? Every day we see people's lives being changed here physically, emotionally, and financially as a result of using our CBD products and capitalizing on our rich, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Tonight's guest, Holly Kelton, is an example of that, and it's time to introduce her. Holly's an executive manager who spends some of the year in Vermont and the rest of the year in Massachusetts, always chasing good weather and good times. As an entrepreneur here at CTFO, Holly works and plays wherever she wants. That totally suits her, as she's a die-hard adventurer at heart. Prior to enrolling in our program, Holly worked in corporate America. She's held upper management positions in the building and real estate industries. Additionally, she's recruited and trained real estate agents and was even a top-performing real estate agent herself in one of the largest New England real estate companies. Today, Holly's focused on growing her CTFO business while still doing some consulting for building companies. Holly, I want to warmly welcome you to our webinar tonight.
Hello, Janet. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I really appreciate this. You've had some superstars on your Wednesday nights, and I'm a fledgling bird, but I really appreciate being here.
Oh no, you're a rising star yourself, Miss Holly, and we're grateful to have you with us tonight. Let's start at the beginning and tell us how you enrolled in CTFO. What period in time did you come into this program?
Well, it was actually a little over a year ago in January of 2018, and I was actually seeking a solution to a health problem, and that was menopause. Talk about having a vulnerable story as your story. And I was doing a lot of Google searches, and I saw that CBD was mentioned many times with a solution to menopause. And whoops, my cat. And so I Googled CBD. Where do you find CBD? How do you buy CBD? What is CBD? And I ended up, and somehow in one of my Google page search engines came an ad from Craigslist that was actually an employment ad with the associate position. And I'm curious. I'm a joiner, so I clicked on it, and away I went. I just got into the products at that point because I wasn't looking for a business.
You had shared with me in our pre-interview that you're a joiner if it's free, and you wanted to capitalize on that opportunity to buy product at wholesale. Why not, right?
Absolutely. Why not? And I just, because it was new to me, it actually was the most accessible and seemed the easiest. And quite frankly, I had no intention of the business at the time, but in the back of my mind, there was, and there's income there, but I really was there for the products. And I jumped in and I started on the products.
What symptoms were you experiencing back in January, Holly, that compelled you to go seek out your remedies on Google?
Well, with menopause, many of you may know or know someone that's gone through this, but it's hot flashes, cold flashes, can't sleep, which is really detrimental, as many of you know, and so lack of sleep, and then waking up in the morning and just being exhausted and not just able to focus. And I had been a master multitasker in my past life before menopause. And menopause seriously did change me a lot. And Janet, as you and I have discussed, it also was, it just changed I went from being a happy, positive person to not really knowing who I was anymore. And I'm pretty sure most of my friends and family really probably didn't want to know me either at that time.
You had to say you're sorry a few times for tearing off a few heads, did you?
I'm sure I did, but at the time I wasn't in my right mind to even know to apologize.
So what products, Holly, helped you out of that tough spot physically and mentally?
Well, when I jumped in, I went to my back office and I literally did not know anything about the CBD or the oils or really what I should take, but I basically followed the guideline of the business model because why not? And I just started with a 300 milligram CBD oil, and I bought some of the sleep spray and the focus spray. And I started half a dropper morning, half a dropper at night, and 2 squirts of the sleep spray at night before I went to bed. And around noontime during the day, I would take 3 or 4 squirts of the focus spray. And I can't, for me, it was literally within days that I found a totally transformational me. It was, and I know it won't be that fast for every single person, but for me, it was amazing how much better I felt and how much better my bed felt and sleep, and then waking up having been refreshed. And the focus spray, I have to tell you, is one of my favorite products, because before that I had started to rely on those horrible energy drinks, those 4 and 5 hour energy drinks, which are just pure poison to your body. And they're expensive. I mean, the cost of a focus spray compared to doing that every day. And I remember the first time I tried that focus spray, and a few missed, and it's not immediate. Like, it just is weird how it just kind of makes this wellness come over you. Within 15 minutes, all of a sudden I figured out that I was focused, and I was ready to hit the ground running without that caffeine or that sugar drop that comes later. And to this day, I'm still, that's my regimen. I have not deviated because it works. And by the way, my menopause is gone.
Simple and effective and affordable. I love that. And Holly, then I'll go back and make the point that you came up with this regime without ever even speaking to a person, didn't you?
I did. I started ordering, and of course I joined, and I have an amazing enroller that I'm so blessed to have found Joe. I think it must have been some law of attraction thing that brought me to Joe and CTFO at the time. And the poor guy, he called and he reached out and he saw me starting to order, and I just entirely ignored him, because in my mind, I wasn't in that mindset to start a business. And I really I didn't want to be sold. Not now that I know him, I know that wouldn't have been the case, but I just wasn't ready to be sold. And I just didn't call him back until a couple months later.
Little did you know that he is such an industry icon that you were snubbing.
I had no idea, but I feel so blessed.
Yeah, so I understand that you wanted your time to find your own way and develop your own product story, right? So you ordered a pretty good amount of products early on, right?
I did. I probably ordered like $700 worth of products. Not that anyone has to do that to get into this business and really get going. But for me, this was brand new to be in network marketing. And I really had to believe in the products. And so not only did I find that regimen for me, but my cat's a testimonial. I started him, and then some of my family and some of my friends, and I started trying some of the other products, and I literally could not believe the results of CBD and these beautiful whole hemp products, and it really was transformational in that way. So that gave me 3 months of confidence, expensive confidence, but that was the trigger for me to start the business.
Yeah, because your passion is born out of that, right, Holly? If those products didn't work for you and all the things and satisfied all your expectations, would you even go out and market it no matter what you stood to gain here and the money you stood to make?
Yeah, I think because because I'd never been in network marketing, and it took me a little bit longer to really understand the business model and the income model and the larger model that I now know. I don't think I would have, because to me, it all had to start with the products. And to this day, I'm a big believer in your story can be a huge way to jumpstart your business.
We've heard a lot of stories, Holly. Whose story is your favorite?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's, Karen Appy obviously is the leader with
Oh,
so
yeah.
much, because she was such an inspiration at the gala. And I've heard amazing stories. And I have associates who have stories that are huge. And when I hear that from them, I'm like, oh, you're all set. This business is yours to just take and own.
Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and say, I think you have $1 million best-selling story on your hands yourself, is what I'm thinking. Holly, what people did you work with? What resources did you reference in order to get your mind around an industry you knew nothing about?
Well, to be quite frank, that during the first 3 months when I was only on the products and ordering the products and totally ignoring Joe entirely, I was stalking CTFO from the sidelines. I just found it curious. And I was on a lot of calls. Janet, I knew you long before, I was even practicing the business. And I was on the corporate calls and Michael Swilling's calls. And I really had that part to get me into CTFO, to kind of have also, now that I had the product story, to really feel the validity of the company, to feel that confidence. And that was really my starting point with that then jumped me off into my continual quest to this day that I think will go on forever, as to start studying network marketing and start studying master network marketers. And I just jumped in. I mean, with YouTube these days, there is so much amazing information for free that I just started studying stories, and the model started becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to me. And I just said, there was a day I woke up and I called Joe, and I think he fell off of his chair. And I woke up that morning and I just said, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this business. And whether I get 2 associates in 90 days or 200, I'm doing the business. And I called him up and I said, let's go. I'm ready.
Oh, that's just a great, great story. What a battle cry, just moving forward. Now you got what you take, and you put on your warrior spirit and go for it. One of the things that you recently learned, Holly, was about how to conduct a Zoom meeting, and you've already started to apply that. So why don't you talk about that for just a minute, treading into into a territory that you weren't familiar with, and you're just willing to develop your skills as you go along.
Well, one of the things that I was kind of looking for a way to communicate with my team, and I started just doing videos on my phone and posting them in emails to them, and blessed my team for putting up with my long-winded videos. And I ended up just joining Zoom a couple of weeks ago for free, because it's totally free to do it. And I see so many great people using Zoom. And I recorded my first how to get into the back office with your new offices recording. And I just see that as a huge leap for me. And last Saturday's webinar on that opened up a whole new section of Zoom to me that I didn't even know about, which is really putting a group of my associates together to start to just have informal meetings together. So I see Zoom, I don't even know all the ways that I'll be able to use Zoom, but I think it's just a great tool.
Oh yeah, likewise, Klaus and I really are excited about this tool. It really brings your business model up into the new age, and it's fun to learn, and it's great. It's a great means of connecting with people and making measurable differences in their lives. And that's really, at the end of the day, what this is all about. Holly, tell us about your 4-step process that you use to grow your business, and then you share it with your onboarding teammates to help them grow their business as well. What are those 4 processes?
Well, one of the things that I boiled down, because for me in my first year, I was really battling or struggling with what's duplicable, what's duplication in my team. And there's just so many ways that people can build their businesses, because we're all so different, that I boiled it back down to the basics after really struggling and trying to get more complicated. And I boiled it down to the basics. And of course, they're really very much like you and Klaus and Joe. And And that is number one, get a product, get one or two products, get on the product and get a story. And if you don't have a story, I'm sure you have a family member or a pet that can develop a story. So that's number one. And then it's this, this, my team's gonna laugh at me. And then number two is share the products, share the business, and get plugged in. And then just duplicate that. Get on the product, order the product, share the business, get plugged in. And of course, I say that to all my team who are brand new, and I know this blew my, and they're like, because sharing is the big first leap off point, which is a deeper conversation. But that is the basics of the duplication. And so I just have to keep honing back to that, because after that, it's us just getting out and getting our hands dirty to learn what works for us.
I think sometimes one of our self-sabotaging behaviors or mindsets, Holly, is to make things harder than they need to be. And this is such a fundamental business, so completely simple, unless we make it harder than it needs to be. Would you agree that this, compared to some of these other corporate mountains that you've climbed, this is easy peasy?
Well, I actually totally agree with that now. When I started, coming from the corporate background and being brand new to CBD, I did what, I see so many people doing, and I totally understand the journey that you're going through and that I had to go through, which was I made it hard. I took the simple steps and I made it hard. I thought I had to know all about the endocannabinoid system, and I thought I had to know about all the products, and then I overthought how I was going to share, and I overthought, maybe I need to know this more, or maybe I need to study this more. And I think that's really common, and I think that's kind of a natural thing for especially those of us that have maybe overthought things in the past, or overachievers or workaholics. And it took me time, and I get it when I have associates doing the same thing, and I'm just there to soothe them and ease them into the point where they are able to kind of come over that hump as well. And now that I see it, it is really simple, but it's I think that's a process. I was not that teachable when I started at all, and I'm sure Joe would tell me this, and he'd tell me how simple it was. He'd tell me just, come on, Holly, just get out there, and I just
Well, Holly, when you think about it, I think women have such an advantage just by our gender makeup. We network good babysitters to our friends when we've had a good babysitter take care of our children, or a hairdresser who's given us great highlights and hasn't gouged us for costs on that. Or when you go to Nordstrom's and there's a great clearance on designer dresses. I'm going to all the places I go in my mind. I get on the phone with my girlies and I tell them what I've discovered and what I think they stand to gain. And I'm not calculated and worried about it and premeditated and fearful that they'll reject my idea. I just put it out there. I say, I think I've got something that may be of interest to you. And if we can just be that free in sharing CBD and the difference it's made for us, the idea is just share it. We don't get to have an attachment that they purchase and move forward. Just do the right thing and step into that gap and share it, right?
It is, and I think that is a little bit of the mindset that you just have to kind of get to in the beginning by just jumping in. And I, once I had my story and I just kind of just let myself be at ease with this, and I literally did just start sharing my story, and I just shared it with people because I was so happy. I was such a changed person that people actually wanted to talk to me again. And there's a new confidence that comes when you actually can have that ease, and when you realize that it is that easy as sharing a movie. There's a confidence that you all of a sudden now you start to just kind of have, where you don't feel like you ever have to push this out. It's just you, and you with every day, and it's step by step by step. I mean, and gosh, it is like learning to ride a bike, but day by day, you just start to live and breathe in the business, and you're really proud of the business, and you're proud of how you feel in the products. So it just starts to naturally sneak into conversations. And that confidence that you carry a little more every day, all of a sudden you find that people are coming to you. They want to know why you're changed, why you're happier, why you seem, why you seem so up, or why you seem so confident. And just allowing that to happen will just increase your business so much by not forcing it, by just really being a believer.
Yeah, I smile because I think people may be taken back going, gosh, Holly, you're nice again. Like what happened? Like where were you and why are you back? So that totally opens the door for you, Holly.
Yeah,
maybe,
I think
maybe we can use that as a strategy for these women who are teetering around 50. Like if you go back crazy and you find your way back, it's a good conversation opener. Hey, Holly, you and I talked about with your corporate background, I do believe like attracts like, and you tend to attract people with strong corporate backgrounds and mindsets that go along with that. And I think actually the high road of Team Genesis actually also contributes to that in this organization. So what struggle will a corporate minded person have coming in here who kind of thinks like you did? Like what will be their teeth cutting experience here where they just have to get over a few things that are so different? What would those be for these people who are stuck in their head and stuck in a model being this is so different?
I found it hard at first, and I have a lot of team members who've had a lot of the same struggles because we're a little bit of control freaks. Mm-hmm. And being in the corporate world, especially as women, there's a certain ego that you have to kind of carry with you that to push you ahead. And I think also in the corporate world, you're really used to pushing everything to compete in that day-to-day world. And so there's the I got to know everything before I start. Don't. No one wants to hear everything when you start. And two, I need to control everything, which sometimes means, even your associates or customers, you want to drive them in certain ways when really all they're looking for is your support and your soothing and your guidance and your path. And that you're just kind of like looking at this as a business model that will change for you. I guarantee it will soften for you. And there's something really fun when all of a sudden you realize that this is my business and I get to choose how to run this, and I don't have to follow a corporate party line or be driven by quotas or deadlines. It's all up to me. And if I choose every day just to have fun with this, which I think is another breakthrough that you figure out, is that when you can start to laugh at yourself, especially when you're starting, that's a big breakthrough.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Holly, we're running short on time and I've got so much to still pull from you. I want you to share with our viewers today your idea of and your value on the relationships that you've so quickly cultivated here and what that's meant to you, if you would.
So a really big part of what I discovered in network marketing along my way that I really didn't know was part of it, and I think it's actually the richest part, is that I have met so many incredible people through as customers and associates, and we have become really great friends. Some I've met, some I haven't, some I know that will be my friends for the rest of my life. And regardless of if they decide to really build the big business big or not, it's just an amazing way. And I think at the end of the day, when we're retired or on our deathbed, we're not going to measure our life by the amount of dollars that we have. We're going to measure it by the rich experiences with people that we have. And I think that this business gives you such an open way to mix things up in the world and meet incredible people. I just never really expected that to come. And that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I love that too, Holly. And I know there's a lot of people in their New Year's resolution that say they want to connect with people. They want to be more social. And oh my gosh, this is such the playing field for that. Can you quickly list out for us? You mentioned that you use the oil and the sprays. Now I'm going to have to use that focus spray. I think I'm getting to be a smarty pants just from the CBD. That's helped me overcome learning challenges. That's the nice way to say it, because I can't put the condition on what I have. But It's not a good one. So share with us, if you would, above the oil and the spray, what other products do you use here? And then we'll move on.
Well, I could go on for an hour on this because I just love the products, but a couple of my favorites is I do use the skin creams, and right now I'm using the Majesty cream for skin cream. The eyebrow and eyelash serum, by the way, it doesn't have CBD in it, but I like, that was huge for me. That really grew back what I didn't have. I love the hair products. Oh my gosh, they are so clean and organic. The vape, I could go on forever, but the one thing I will say is that I think that the pain creams that CTFO have, every single medicine cabinet in any of our geographic areas should have at least one of those in the cabinet. I can't even tell you what that's. I don't have any chronic pain, but I do break bones, and I do burn myself, and I do bruise myself and cut myself because I just get out there. And by the way, just a side note, have some when you go to the beach, because you will never find a better thing for sunburns. You will never peel again. I can tell you, I burned myself so badly this summer on the ocean, and doing that every morning and every night. Everyone needs that pain cream in their medicine cabinet.
That's a great one. Holly, we've got 3 questions in just a couple minutes here. So tell us, if you would, and the associates who are on this webinar know that we've experienced some significant glitches with the launch of our new website. And now we're on the tail end of resolving those issues. But you shared with me that it never rocked your loyalty to this program, and you kind of figured your workarounds, and you kept pushing through the problems and continue to create results. So do you want to touch on that really quickly for us, please?
Yeah, really quickly. It was tough on all of us, and I don't even have that big a team. I can't imagine the damage I did to Klaus and Joe on this one. But you know what? All growing companies are going to go through growing pains, and the CBD industry more than anyone right now. So I think we're really lucky that we're with a company that is pulling their way through in a very smart way. But I'll tell you, Janet, when I was at the gala, I could not tell you how impressed I was with the company and the family and what Stuart and Steve and Michael were doing. I have such faith in them, and there's just no way I would be with anyone else doing this. I know they're doing everything for all the right reasons, and there is no way I was jumping ship.
Yeah, that's great. Share with us, if you would, this is one of the most important things to our viewers today. What marketing strategies are working for you, Holly?
Well, so I did start with Craigslist because, of course, that's how I found the company, and that's, we tend to duplicate how we came in. I don't think it's a duplicable system for a lot of people. I think it's a tough one, so definitely check with your upline on that one. And I also I have a really successful Google business page that I do for customers, but again, you have to be very corporate with that, very compliant, and there's a lot to that, so check with your upline or check with me. And so I did that, and then I shared, I did some Facebook. I have a Facebook fan page, and I would, 1 in 10 posts I put out to my personal page. But I really think that where I'm driving to, and where the real rubber hits the road is just getting out there and mixing it up with people, just being really confident. And I, to this day, am just absolutely amazed at the ways that people now come to me. And I think that's a lot of just putting myself out there, and you're going to meet some amazing people, and you just never know. So that's my favorite going forward. I'm just going to really start putting myself, in that authentic position of sharing more and more and more.
That's great. And I'm going to have you tell us one last strategy that you've used to kind of end up being a lead generation for you, which is your voice message. So you want to tell us about that before we move to our last question?
Well, this is just my little advice, because I am always so surprised that when I call folks that they either don't have their voicemail set up or it doesn't say anything about their business. And I have on my voicemail that, by the way, you've also reached Holly Kelton of Wicked CBD Oil. And the pest guy came in the other day and he had to leave a message for me. Well, he came back as a customer. He heard it on my voice message, and I've had that happen more than once. So I just say, you just never know how people are coming to you, but this is your business. So it should be on your voicemail. Your voicemail should be set up, and do yourself a favor. That's a free one.
Duh, like I don't know why I haven't thought of that, but I'm going to go back and change mine, Holly. One last question. Tell us what you're doing to support your team that's working, because I know team development is important to you. What's working for you as far as growing your team and staying connected?
Well, the first thing is just being consistent, and I have done that for day one. Is that I'm always here for my team. If they call, they reach out, they text, email. I'm always going to answer as soon as I can. If I have to sneak out from work, or I also do, I'm very good on the emails. My team is always getting emails from me as soon as I have a new update. And again, I'm going to start doing more of the Zoom and putting together like associates so we can have some brainstorming strategies that way. But I have a couple other tools that we've been discussing, and I think a lot of it's building, because one of the things that the stubborn corporate side of me is now let go is that the more time I spend on my team just brainstorming, they come up with the ideas for me. And they're leading me to the ways that I can support them. And in the end, it's just being there. And I had an associate say to me today, she says, Holly, you know what? You're always there for me. And the one thing I know is that you're not going to leave CTFO, and that means a lot. And I think it's just, they know I'm never going to quit.
Yep.
And if that's the one thing I can give to them, that's my primary thing.
Well, Holly, I could go on and on with you. I just knew that I was going to enjoy our time together today, and that our viewers will enjoy it likewise. So thank you for being such an awesome guest, and our time together has been fun and informative and inspirational. And you've given us some really great tips to share, including the right mindset to go the distance and win. And I have no doubt that you're going to win here, because you clearly have what it takes. So thank you again for being with us, and we'll invite you back again soon with some updates.
Thank you, Janet. And I just want to say thank you, CTFO. Have a great night.
Thank you, Holly. So here's my final message to our guests here tonight. Please get back to the person who invited you on this webinar and say yes to this no risk, no cost opportunity. There's really nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's so easy. You just enroll for free, order your first product on AutoShip, and then share the benefits we guarantee you'll experience with people you know and people who need to know you. It's fun and rewarding to help people make more money and feel better. Millions of people are benefiting from CBD just like Holly, and hundreds of thousands of CTFO associates like her are earning money with our free ready-made business opportunity. Now is the time. CTFO is the program, and we're the team of leaders who can help you across the finish line. I want to remind you, I hope you'll join us again on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern for the training we do every week on different topics to help our team succeed. And finally, we'd love to meet you in person at our First Success Saturday on March 23rd with co-owner and COO Michael Kahn and 5 top trainers here in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. Exciting details, including an Eventbrite link to purchase your $10 seat, can be found at the bottom of your weekly emails. Thanks for joining us. Good night, and God bless.